quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
A needle catches silk, just a flash of white thread, and the air fills with the quiet metallic tapping of a crown being shaped. If you listen close, you can hear the body of a dance being sewn into being.
Right there. That tiny tap carries so much. Time, practice, a whole vocabulary of craft in a single sound.
Walk the temples with me. You're listening to Ancient Echoes. Today, we slip behind the curtain to meet the people who stitch, weave, and gild the Apsara garments that move like living carved stone.
And while you listen to their hands, I'll be listening for the motifs and the trade-offs, what tradition keeps and what the market asks for.
Before we go further, every voice you hear agreed to these recordings. We checked releases, and when something should stay private, we summarize rather than expose. That promise shapes how we tell these stories.
Exactly, and we'll put source notes and conservator contacts in the show notes so listeners can follow up responsibly.
One of the first places I slipped into was a tiny tailoring room behind a theater in Phnom Penh. The light was thin, and the air smelled of starch and old thread.
Wait, thin light? Did that change how she worked with the silk?
Yes. Auntie Chenda moves the fabric near the window so the pleats catch not the glare, but a soft shimmer. She told me she learned from her grandmother, an unbroken line of hands who know which stitch will let a pleat fall just so.
Right. That image of a stitch deciding a pleat's life is everything. It reminds us technique isn't just efficiency, it's meaning.
At the Tonlé Sap edge, I sat with a small weaving household where indigo-dyed weft threads ran beside a single bright pomegranate red used for a ceremonial sash. The master pointed out a tiny flame motif at the crown's rim. It's often gilded with a thin brass leaf to catch stage light, the way carved stone catches sunrise.
That flame motif. It's a detail that travels from temple relief into a dancer's headpiece, and then into a loom pattern. The continuity is fascinating.
I met an apprentice, Dara, who laughed. When she told me she was relearning an ikat tie-dye, her mother had stopped weaving because the old buyers disappeared. She works the pattern again and again until her fingers know the motif. The weavers said apprenticeships typically run 3 to 5 years of steady practice before someone is trusted to lead a piece.
3 to 5 years. Right, that matters when we advise visitors. This isn't a weekend craft. It's a lifetime practice in compact form. Was Dara optimistic about selling these pieces?
She was hopeful but realistic. A commissioned performance costume can range from several hundred to a few $1,000s, depending on materials and gilding. That market keeps some techniques alive, but it also means choices. What motifs are produced, how many hours get devoted to an apprentice's practice.
Exactly. Market signals influence which stitches survive. So conserving technique isn't only about museums. It's about creating sustainable demand aligned with artisan priorities.
One bench I'll never forget belonged to Mr. Van, a goldsmith who shapes the mocote crowns. He showed me how the tiny punched dots are placed to throw light, and he explained that some symbols are reserved for ritual use, never made into souvenirs. He tapped a crown rim and said, "This line is not for the market."
Can I push you for a second? I worry about this romanticization, about saying they suffer and therefore the art is pure. Were artisans resentful of outsiders or open to opportunity?
Good push. It's both. Many artisans welcome commissions that pay fairly, and many are protective when outsiders treat sacred elements like marketable motifs. Auntie Chenda will sew a performance costume, but refuse requests to reproduce ritual robes. Mr. Vaughn insisted on boundaries. and asked us to credit him and the community when we use their images.
That's the ethical line. Respect agency. Practically, ask permission, offer fair pay for time, and don't pressure for forbidden designs. Prefer cooperatives that share pricing and pay apprentices a living wage.
A few concrete phrases help. Some for excuse me, arkun for thank you, and always ask, may I record, before you press a device. Offer to pay for translation or for a few minutes of time. People value being treated like collaborators, not attractions.
And from a production standpoint, record room tone, get verbal consent on tape, keep your gear unobtrusive, and offer copies of the finished piece to the makers. We did all of that for this episode.
If you want to support from afar, check our notes for vetted cooperatives, donate to apprenticeship funds run by conservators we list, or buy provenance-backed pieces with a modest paper trail. Those choices sustain practice without stealing meaning.
One last listening moment. Imagine a shuttle slapping the loom, scissors whispering along silk, a tiny hammer finding rhythm on brass. These are the sounds of knowledge passing. The objects are beautiful because lives are woven into them.
Thank you to the tailors, weavers, and goldsmiths who trusted us. Their hands keep stories stitched into silk and hammered into metal. If one line stays with you, let it be this: craft is a conversation across time.
We'll publish full transcripts, credits, and sourcing details, including how we secured releases and who to contact if you want to support apprenticeships. Look there for links and curator notes.
If you enjoyed this walk into workshops, subscribe to Ancient Echoes for weekly cultural journeys, quiet stones, loud stories. Hear Cambodia's heartbeat. Walk the temples with me.
And to the artisans who shared time and skill with us, Arkun, thank you for letting us listen.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush you, feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal. This mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, second one whispers through closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run, your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will your light undone, under spell, under Sigmund. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.